Do you ever feel like Christmas has been hijacked?
Hey, where's Christian? How's he doing? Is he okay?
Oh, he's fine, really. He's just not into Christmas this year, that's all.
By all the commercialism and those who want to replace Merry Christmas with Happy Holidays or Season's Greetings, whatever that means.
You okay?
This is not what Christmas is all about.
Some want to pull down every manger scene and tell us why our favorite Christmas traditions are wrong.
Newsflash, not in the Bible. That's a pagan idol symbol. It was the winter solstice. Jesus was not born in December. It's exactly what the Druids did. It's like a carjacking, but like of our religion. And guess what? Santa got in the car, kicked Jesus out, and was like, rolling, 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 and took it.
Isn't it time somebody spoke up? Everything you see inside there, it's all about Christmas. It's all about Jesus. I know you love Christmas and you want it to be all about what it's all about. This Christmas, dive headfirst into all of the joy, the dancing, the celebration, the feasting, the imagination and traditions that glorify the true reason for the season.
Woo, work, Holy Spirit. Ha! Can I get an amen? I see the scales are falling off. Glory. Ah, glory.
Join me and my family, and together, let's put Christ back into Christmas.
You're listening to Moviesucktastic.
Dude, no! Oh!
Well, hello there. Merry fucking Christmas.
Merry fucking Christmas to you. Or should I say, season's greetings, whatever that means.
Whatever, happy holidays, whatever that means.
Now, I don't want to scare you, but I think the live stream has stopped.
That's impossible.
Because I'm up on our live stream. Oh, there it is. Never mind. I had technical difficulties on my end. We are still live. All right,
Okay,
we're good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey!
So
the power of Christ compels you.
Oh, it I guess it does. I guess it does. Welcome to Moviesucktastic. If you are listening to the show live now, that means you are not a Star Wars fan.
Well, I am a Star Wars fan, but you know what? I know better. Why am I going to deal with that shit? Fucking 10,000 people trying to get into a theater showing it on like probably 3 screens.
I know 4 people that are seeing it tonight. I'm like, all right, let me, you know.
They're probably also seeing it in a general area where it might not be as crazy.
No such thing.
I mean, around out here, it's going to be bad fucking news. It is.
So, we're not celebrating Star Wars here. We're celebrating Christmas, motherfucker.
That's right.
Christmas with a capital Kirk Cameron.
What a colossal douche he is.
Oh, easy there, easy. We're talking about the man. Stop it.
The man. I thought Santa was the man.
And we are reviewing Saving Christmas.
Yes. Now, are we working a challenge off of this, or are we just going back to what we did before? Because this was a request.
don't
by
know.
Dale Rountree requested this, and I'm so happy he did. I got lots of notes.
I didn't write notes as much because most of the stuff I just kind of like had in my head to begin with. Kirk just kind of underlined it. So
I got notes.
Well, brief background on the film for anybody who doesn't know. It's an ultra low budget film, $500,000 budget, and when
I'm
it was
surprised they
released
spent that much, considering that it's in a car for most of the time.
Well, they had to rent the car.
Yeah.
And when it came out, Kirk Cameron announced on the internet, said, "Hey guys, this movie came out. We need to give it a push. So everybody go to Rotten Tomatoes and give it a thumbs up, give it a 10-star rating to boost our ratings on Rotten Tomatoes." And for some reason, celebrities, and especially it happens more often with right-wing people, they try to harness the power of the internet, and it always blows up in their faces.
Sure.
And so
like Bill
he
Cosby.
posted that.
Remember that thing he did?
Oh yeah, the Bill Cosby memes.
Yeah, that didn't work out so well for poor old Bill.
No, it never works that well. They never learn. They try to harness this. So he told everybody, go out, give me positive reviews. And everybody else out there that hates false reviews is like, oh, well, guess what? I'm going to fucking go in there and give it a negative review. And they lambasted it. I believe last time I checked, it was a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oof. It's 1.6.
IMDb has 1 star.
It's
Is it 1 star or
1.6.
Yeah,
I mean, it is the holiday season. Maybe they got a little extra ground because of it.
I guess, yeah.
I bet this is required viewing in Catholic schools and whatnot. I wouldn't doubt it.
I'm sure wherever's required viewing, I'm not required to be there.
I remember when my aunt passed away in 2004, and I remember that the church that we went to for her service had a giant movie poster of Passion of the Christ on the door, on the entrance into the inside of the church where we were all going to sit down. And I was just like, and even the priest at my aunt's wake took 10 minutes to talk about Passion of the Christ.
It's kind of sad when like this bleed over into Hollywood takes place.
Yeah.
Because I mean, and whatever. I mean, and now we have to preface this here, but just by underlining the fact that this show is not going to be an attack on Christianity or Christians.
No.
Maybe specific ones.
Right.
Possibly, like Kirk Cameron, but not the religious faith as a whole. Regardless, as I mentioned before, there are religious films that we love.
Sure.
Great. And this film is bad on two levels. It's bad as propaganda, and it's bad as a movie.
Well, just about everything that Kirk Cameron does is pure propaganda.
And pure bad filmmaking.
Yeah, he really makes the combo. He just does the combo really well for some reason.
Now, the film is an hour and 20 minutes long, technically.
Technically.
But the film takes 10 minutes to start.
Yep.
And
it just, that's what it looked like. It looked like he just said, listen, cure me. I need to be cured. It's like, no, stop it.
He is the unfunniest black person I've ever seen on film. He makes Cedric the Entertainer funny. I would rather watch Chris Tucker and Tracy Morgan improv for 2 solid hours than spend 5 more minutes listening to that guy. That's how
and he got his own, like, out of my head. When Kirk Cameron, he's walking around the house and he goes into the kitchen to talk to his sister.
It's actually his sister.
Right. But
you can tell because she can't act.
Doesn't she... I was going to say eerily, but it's more creepily look like the Monster Energy drink bottoms up and the devil laughs lady.
I didn't make the connection.
Well, do you remember what the Monster
I do. I remember
Energy?
that. I just don't remember her looking
it's
like
creepy.
That. That's all.
It's creepy. It's creepy. And obviously they're both devout Christians. I don't know if... I thought for a second it was her. I was like, holy shit. And then I looked it up and it's his real
cameo?
sister. Yeah, I was like, wow. Yeah, here she is on the screen right now. just looks just like the Monster Energy drink lady,
I'm a bit off on
who
you.
is a little, is a separate kind of crazy.
Yeah. I mean, just the. Now, since
Speaking of which, the chat room. I did an update on Windows 10 today.
Yeah.
And the chat room for me doesn't work, so I don't know if you're monitoring it.
I was trying it, and it's not working. Nobody's there. It's not working. So.
Well, I wouldn't say no one's there. I wouldn't admit to that.
No, I meant in the chat room. I'm saying in the chat room.
Oh,
Star Wars opens tonight. We're the only people home. Let's just get over that.
This is true, I guess.
Now, since we're at the part where he talks to his sister in the kitchen,
Right.
and there's nothing more awkward and creepy than Kirk Cameron acting natural.
Or tough. You want me to take him out back? I'll break his legs.
He's like he's talking to his sister. Hey, how him trying to act charming, and I really hope this isn't how he acts in the real world. Otherwise,
I know that's how he acts in the real world.
Holy shit! It's like, what's the real persona then? Because it's so obviously acting. There's nothing real about it. Now, since we're here, that means we got through the 10-minute opening, which includes the animation of the nativity.
Right.
That with the opening credits that are so long that they repeat the animation.
No, you're right. I was going to point that out. I'm glad you did, because you know how I feel about shit getting recycled. But yeah, if you cut out the opening credits, if you cut out the said blooper reel, if you cut out Kirk Cameron talking, we actually might be moving into like the 45-minute range for this movie.
Well, if you also cut out a lot of the slow motion sequences.
Yeah, what did I have? One of the things I wrote? Do we need this much Saint Nick slow mo?
Everything's slow motion.
The Saint Nick stuff was especially bad on the slow mo.
I mean,
think Lord of the Rings.
Well,
Saint Nicholas.
Let's discard the pretense or do whatever the fuck the phrase is. What this film is Kirk Cameron preaching to us and wrapping it up in like a pseudo film, but there's no real story here. It's just Kirk telling us how we should celebrate Christmas, and this goes a bit beyond the film too, because Christmas is just fucked. It totally. Right. Do you know any other holiday where people go out of their way, passionately, angrily, often, to tell you how you should celebrate the holiday?
No.
Do you ever get people that like just getting pissed at you when you tell them that like 4th of July you didn't like shoot off fireworks? Or
no?
I mean,
and as a matter
Irish
of fact,
days,
I don't know any. See, they have this perception that there is this like excuse me, this war on Christmas.
the war, yeah.
You know, they even talk about it in this, very briefly, war on Christmas.
Yeah.
Now, the fact that workplaces, might say, listen, we have a few different religions and creeds here. Maybe it'd be better if we say Happy Holidays or Season's Greetings instead of Merry Christmas. Whatever that means. That doesn't mean that they are then on top of that encroaching to say, listen, when you go home, you need to do the same thing. You can't celebrate. I've never experienced it. I don't know anyone that has.
No. Only crazy people. Only crazy people.
Crazy people.
Yeah, that's it. And I keep harping on that or Season's Greetings because it's in the trailer. It says Season's Greetings, whatever that means. And that is like a slap in the face after having watched the film, because the whole film is him going into his complex dissertations on what the imagery means in the holiday and how every single little symbol in Christmas is about Christ and God and Christianity, and just detailed almost religious conspiracy theories. And then like Season's Greetings, I don't know what that means. Let's hope he comes out. Someone needs to come out with a sequel just to explain what that means to him. But it'll be like a shorter film.
Well, the thing that and we did say we weren't going to do like talk about Christianity and harp on it and shit on it, basically.
No, I didn't say that. I said we're not. I said we weren't going to. We're not lambasting Christianity.
Well, the one thing I was going to mention is that Kirk Cameron specifically is very good at twisting what he wants. He's
bad at it too.
What's that?
He's bad at it.
Well, he's bad at it, but he's good at Well, no, what I mean by good is that the Christmas tree. Well, this is why it's okay because God obviously created the tree, and they just mold it into how they want it to be so that it fits. Like the Earth is 6,000 years old. That kind of stuff.
Well, these arguments like this, and again, this is a vast minority of the people out there that somehow get major media play and.
I wish I was this ignorant. I'd probably sleep better at night.
How fucking happy would I be if I believe what Kirk Cameron believes? How just happy and joyous. Oh, if only I was that fucking insane.
I'm telling you, I would be a happier person. I would. I'd sleep better. I'd be. I mean, not that I'm not a happy person. It's just that when I sit down and I really think about the end.
You're not Christ happy, but you're not Christ happy.
But when I think about things like that, I wake up in the middle of the night saying, "Yeah, there's gonna be a time where I don't get to wake up in the middle of the night anymore." It's like shit like that, where it's like really fucks with my head.
That's usually after an evening of recording Strangers with Me.
Yeah. But shit like that, I'm like, fuck, it'd just be better if I was just ignorant,
sure.
That ignorant. But I'm not, so that's something I got to live with.
The whole premise of the film is a false premise, and he sets this up. He has this 6-minute, 6-minute dialogue in the beginning.
The guy that he's with in the car is the director of the film, by the way.
Correct. Right, which explains a lot.
His name is like Dan Dion or something like that.
Something like that.
Something like
Some
that.
bullshit. Now, one thing you should never do as an artist, especially a filmmaker, is start off your film by explaining to everybody what the film means.
Oh yeah.
It's really what he does. He in the beginning of the film, it's an essay. It's a film essay where at the beginning he's like, "This is what I'm going to explain to you and what I'm going to tell you." Then he tells it all, and then at the end he says, "Here, this is what I just told you." It's mind numbing.
And I'll say, here's the thing: Christmas is my favorite holiday. As fucked up as it is, don't make a face. It's not your favorite holiday. It's my favorite holiday.
It's not. I didn't say anything, did I? Keep going.
Now that I have children, I really do like it even more because it's not even for me. It's for them. I try and give them a great Christmas. I put gifts under the tree for them. I put Christmas lights in the house. The whole thing. I like everything about it. So when he's going on and on about Christmas and talking about the tree and the fire and the fireplace and all of that, I'm listening to him and I'm like, yeah, I like all those things too. And that's as much as I would agree with Kirk Cameron, just the thing about Christmas. It feels different at this time of the year. I agree with that. Maybe people are nicer, like you said, but everything about Christmas I like or love, and that's where I end. My agreement with Kirk Cameron.
Right, but it's just like little things, like when he's talking, like he picks up the cup and he's like, "Oh, I love hot chocolate." He's pretending to drink it, and then he's moving it around like this.
That was especially douchey when he picks it up again and it's obviously empty.
It's like it's so obviously empty that, dude, don't even pretend to sip out of it. Why would you do that?
Right. Because what are they going to do? Say hot chocolate is bad? That the Druids invented it? How many times do they mention the Druids?
The whole premise of the film is based on an argument that nobody's having. It's a straw man argument, and you see this a lot in things like right-wing radio, some conspiracy theories, and he starts off the film by explaining to us what the opposition is saying. Now, they're not saying this, so he's creating the argument that he is going to debunk. Right. And it's really easy to debunk an argument that you yourself have created, because usually when you do that, you create a false argument that has a lot of flaws that you can pick apart. So he says there are two groups of people, two specific groups of people. One group that wants everybody to just to hide all the Christmas stuff away and just do it inside and don't put it
Yeah, it's
outside.
like you can
Now,
do all that, but do it quietly.
Right now, no one's saying that, and what he's alluding to is the church.
I think he's alluding to atheists.
Well, no, yes, alluding, but what he's specifically alluding to is all the arguments and that happen around the war on Christmas about the separation of church and state when they say, listen, you can't have the Christmas shit on the courthouse lawn, or you can't have the nativity scene in public school because it's not a Christian school, it's a fucking government school. And you can't do that. And they get bent out of shape. Oh, you want us to hide away all the Christmas stuff? He's creating the false argument. The real argument is, the religious stuff's great, but you can't put it with the government because we have this thing where the government doesn't solicit a specific religion, because then it becomes the religion of this government, and that's what we fled in England. Church of England bullshit, it goes back. There's a huge argument about that. None of that has to do with what he's saying, which is they just want us to hide our trees. Then he says the other argument is the Christians that are saying, oh yeah, this is all you should get rid of all this stuff because none of it's Christian, and no one's saying that either.
Right, like for instance, the municipal building around the corner from my house, big courthouse, a whole big municipal lot. It's all decked out with Christmas lights, the Christmas tree, but it does say Happy Holidays, but there's also a nativity scene as well. They're trying to appease everyone. That's basically what it comes down to.
Right. Now, what he's trying to do is meld the two arguments. Because what he wants to do is say, you can't separate Christmas from Christianity. So all you people, when you're using trees, anything that has to do with Christmas is ours, and so you are celebrating because the last thing, the big thing that gets on people like his nerves is the idea of a secular Christmas holiday,
right?
Where you're like, I do the tree and I do this, but I'm not religious, and we're just enjoying the festivities of this cultural holiday as it's progressed in our nation, country, or in our culture, and it's not a religious thing to us. And he's like, what he's doing is saying you can't do that. There's no way to do that. Everything, it's all Christ. It's all Christmas. And he's wrong.
Yeah.
He's 100% wrong. But that's what he's doing. He's setting up the straw dog.
That's it. She's a goner. He's going to fucking kill this kid because that's how they set up that scene. The first thing I thought of is this guy, the scene looks like he's a serial killer.
Not well directed at all.
No, it's horribly directed. And then later on, the same Saint Nick guy with more of the slow-mo Lord of the Rings, Saint Nick and, whatnot. It's just like, this guy is going to kill everyone.
And that's his whole thing where he explains how Santa Claus is actually Saint Nicholas, and who was an actual person that struck a man that was trying to have Christ declared a human and not the Son of God, just a man. And how he went to this meeting and from what they show in the movie, beat the fucking shit out of the guy.
Yeah.
Because that's what a good Christian would do when someone disagrees with them, beat the fucking shit out of them. I thought, I can't think of anything more Christian than that. Now, and how this person was St. Nicholas, and how he was a defender of Christ, and that's why Santa Claus is a Christian character that we see. Problem with this, it's wrong. Once again, and just glancing briefly at this summation that the guy, this book I mentioned, the author, by the way, is David Kyle Johnson. I might have mentioned that.
Oh, okay.
St. Nicholas is not part of the official record, as Cameron actually says in the film. Supposedly, he had merely slapped the heretic, not dragged him out into the forest and curb stomped him like the film shows. There's most Christmas scholars, and actually there is a thing, believe that he was not even a man. That he's just a he's like Saint Christopher, Saint Valentine, Saint Martin, people that weren't actually men that became saints because they slapped saint in front of the name of a pagan god. And yes, Santa Claus, his origins is a pagan god. And that he's not even the Saint Nicholas character that isn't even written in any of the records during the time that this whole meeting occurred to begin with, and just factually incorrect everything he says. It's a good story. It sounds good.
Yeah.
And he kind of plays that too, where he says, "Yeah, we need to start telling our own stories." And that was a weird thing at the beginning. He's talking about that we used to tell stories and fairy tales, but then we started toning them down because we didn't want to scare our children. First of all, here's a Christian complaining about toning down stories for families. Oh, God forbid.
I'm
But
sorry,
then-
I can't help but laugh because the scene that's on with the unfunny black guy and his coworker, where they have the mugs in front of their mouths and they're talking all secret, talking about the war on Christmas, and in just one like mouthful he mentions war on Christmas, pink slime, pesticides, bee shortage, Asperger's, and then my favorite line in the entire film. It was on Fox News, so you know it's true.
It's this weird moment in the film where he tries to separate himself from the fringe right wing by putting in the crazy right wing uncle talking about shit during Christmas.
Right.
Like he's trying to say, yeah, this isn't that. We're not these people. It's like, who do you think's watching your fucking films?
Right.
Who else is gonna believe what you're talking about with the fucking tree? You want to touch that one? Do you want to touch that?
Oh
Seriously,
my God.
you want to do it? Do you want to?
Oh, are you asking me?
Yeah.
Like everything he mentioned, yeah, that's real. But you don't have to be Christian or anything like that to know that our country is fucking that shit up with the pink slime and the pesticides and the preservatives and, you know, the bee shortage. You know why there's a bee shortage? Because we spray chemicals on all of our fucking crops that the bees then go try and pollinate and then fucking kills them. They took them forever to figure it out, and I have no idea if they're even fixing it, if they cared, because they could look at it and say, you know, our bottom line basically says that we can continue spraying all of these crops for the next 50 years before we run out of bees. So they'll do that. Same thing with gasoline. Oh, we got 50 years or 20 years of gasoline left. We're going to use it till the very last drop, in hopes that we find another pocket somewhere on our planet where we get another X amount of years of oil. So it's like shit like that. It's like, you know what? He goes on and on and on about that. And as he's doing it, I'm like, yeah, that's all right. But, but you don't have to be a crazy Christian, like the crazy Christian, like you said, that they're saying that we're not like this. No. You're still right. But you don't have to be crazy to denounce it or to say, hey, that's not really happening. What's going on? Oh, the bees are fine. No. There's a fucking problem with the bees. There's a problem with the fucking pesticides. We got big problems. We got problems with running out of oil, which is gonna happen. They say we got like 20 or 25 years left. You know,
That's good. I'll be done using it by then. I'm fine with that. Yeah, it's a very weird scene because it's really like, what are you trying to do? Besides, again, okay, this is the crazy guy. Kirk Cameron's not crazy, so I'm gonna put all this stuff in here. But he just lumps every conspiracy theory possible into it without even discerning like what's a conspiracy theory and what's something that people are talking about.
Right.
Like the pink slime. So yeah, it's not a conspiracy.
No, it's happening.
Thing.
It's happening.
What?
And McDonald's just went through a whole marketing campaign about how they don't use pink slime because, as far as I know, they still do, but maybe under the radar. It's like, no, it's real beef.
How fucking bad is it when they're actually advertising, we don't put sawdust in our meat?
As opposed to what?
I want to.
I love it when you go to a fast food place of any kind where it says 100% pure Angus beef. And what else is supposed to be in this? What the fuck? Where it's like, we use real chicken. Oh, okay. I thought it was always real. No, it's just chicken nuggets.
We're getting a little sidetracked.
Yes, I know. It's just molded meat.
Back on the tree. So Christ put himself back on the tree.
Right, because
Later,
the cross is made
Christ.
of wood.
Right, so that's Christ putting the apple back on the tree.
Because he's the second Adam. He called him the second Adam.
Yeah, the second Adam 2, Electric Boogaloo. It's really, really stretching it.
Oh yeah, well that's what I mentioned before. Kirk Cameron and mostly Christians that are this far deep in, they really are very creative trying to mold what they need to say in their favor. Like the one thing Kirk Cameron says about the winter solstice is that the winter solstice is made by God, and the Earth revolves around the sun because of God. So it's so the winter solstice. So the winter solstice is okay. Exactly. Exactly. So it's like, holy shit, man. It's like, wow.
David Kyle Johnson mentions when he's talking about this whole logic with the apple, where he says, by the same logic, I could argue that pizza is about, was created by Americans because America is a melting pot and pizza is a melting pot of toppings.
Nice. I love pizza. I
feel
so diverse when I eat pizza.
It's the whole film is a string of logic in where you try to connect. The whole film's a conspiracy theory.
Right.
Ironically. Maybe that's why he put that crazy guy in there talking about conspiracy theories to distract. So like, oh, look, there's a crazy guy talking about all these conspiracy theories. Now let's look at the same person in the car harassing his brother-in-law.
Brother-in-law.
Yeah. In a car alone, just telling him that you're wrong and that the fact that you're not happy is hurting everybody else. I honestly, Cameron's like, you're hurting my sister. My sister loves Christmas. I was just waiting for the turn. So, Kirk, fuck your sister.
I was waiting for Kirk Cameron to put a knife in his throat. The way he looked at him. I mean, the way he looked at him a couple of times when they first got in the car, and he sits down next to him, and he just deadpans him, just right in the eye, and he's just like, "Yeah, I'm waiting for the gurgling," and it's just like, I'm waiting for it, because he definitely gave him that look a couple of times before he started to turn him, where he's like, "Wow, I never thought of it that way." You know what, Christian? I didn't either. It's like, we get it. Before you were born again, you didn't think this way. And yeah, back in the growing pains days, when apparently he harassed his cast members that they were going to hell, that they were going to hell, and people on set, that he was that deep in, even all the way back then, he was a nuisance. Yeah.
It's all loose string of like putting two words that sound the same together and makes it, and this is why it's real. And the only it's all ridiculous, but I actually laughed out loud at the end where he's kind of summing up, and he says no, and as far as don't complain about the materialism about it, because when Christ came to earth, he was made material. And so that's why we should be materialistic during Christmas. What? Now you're just taking two words.
Does he get a kickback? Is that what's happening? Everyone gets a knife in the throat.
Even buying presents is about Christ.
Yeah.
Because Christ was a present to us. You see? I can do it too. Glossed over mistletoe because that's definitely like a fertility symbol.
Oh, of course.
You don't want to get that crazy.
Well, I mean, I was actually just having a conversation with someone just recently, and they were saying that one of their best friends is having like their 6th child, and my immediate reaction to that was, "Are they Christian?" And he said, "Yes, they are." I said, "Okay, I get it." And if anyone is foggy on that, they do not use contraception because they believe it's against God's will. Now, do what you want with that. That's your decision. If you don't want to wrap it up, and you don't want 47 children, like the Duggars, who are also like devout Christians where they just don't believe in contraception, that's fine. You put them through college, because have at it. You know what? Contraception is not a bad thing. But,
I concur.
Why is my Xbox One putting menus on the screen?
I don't know. What do you do?
Xbox, stop listening.
Then when he shows the this guy playing Santa Claus and the screen goes all fuzzy.
Yeah.
Like suddenly we're going into like Brad Pitt giving his soliloquy in Fight Club. You are not Santa's snowflake.
Yeah, that's on now actually.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Because it came up.
Oh, you saw it on your end. Okay.
I'm playing it at the same time. Yeah. I just for the shits and giggles, I went to IMDb and brought up the Parents Guide to Saving Christmas.
Does it just say this is a perfect movie?
Sex and nudity, none. Violence and gore, very brief and non-explicit violence. That's when Santa Claus kicks the crap out of what's his face.
Right.
Profanity, none. Alcohol, drugs, smoking. Characters enjoy eggnog.
But wait a minute. Whoa, hold on.
I guess we're just assuming that all eggnog is alcoholic.
But
I think that's the assumption.
But wait a minute. I have a real problem with that. I really do. Eggnog, I like eggnog. I like it even more with alcohol.
But harmful to children. Come on, Joey.
The fact that they're presumed to be they're presumed to be drinking hot chocolate. I don't know at any point in the film, other than when he's in the car saying, "Oh, I drank eggnog. I got that eggnog sickness." What does he call it? I think I wrote it down. Eggnog. I got to get that eggnog shot to get cured. That's the only time I hear eggnog.
Okay.
So the fact that it's in there in the Parents Guide, and presuming that it's filled with alcohol, is pretty fucking ignorant.
Now, frightening.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Frightening /
Well, I'm not really apologizing. Sure.
I mean, if you're going to go by thematics, they mentioned death, and that's they mentioned death. Films like this are frustrating.
Well, yeah, and I'm glad we don't review them very often.
And if it was a good movie with like a flawed religious message or something, I'm fine with that. I like films. I like religious films where I don't agree with the answer, but the film's interesting. There's nothing interesting about this film. It's Kirk Cameron saying, "I need to tell the world how it is, and so let's make a movie in my house."
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's. I really hope that's not his house. Please tell me that's not his house. Tell me that's like the director's house or somebody else's house. I do not want to think that Kirk Cameron is living that well with what he does.
I have a feeling that he does live that well.
I really don't. That does not bode.
Have you noticed that? I think I've seen this is like the third Kirk Cameron film that I've seen. All with like this Christian stuff. We reviewed one of them, Fireproof.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, didn't we review Fireproof?
No, we did not.
Why did I watch it?
Don't ask me.
Wait, didn't we watch it? Didn't we review it? No.
No, we reviewed The House. We did not review Fireproof, but I'm going to add that to my list now. That's a Kirk Cameron Christian film?
Yes. I've seen that one. I've seen another one that he's done, and this one. And all three films are the house that they have, that they're in, like that is owned by Kirk Cameron or a family member. They're all like McMansions. They're never like modest, like a Cape Cod or like a Colonial or anything like that. It's always like these big brick and mortar mansions.
Fucking ridiculous.
Every time.
Of course. I'm not going to be able to find Fireproof real quick. But I want it now.
Yeah. Oh, the scene where Saint Nick is, I don't know, I guess it's his wench wife. It's just like, oh, did you get that out of your system? You feel better now? Like, did you have to make her menacing and just like, like antagonizing?
They're trying to inject humor in the scene.
It's not working.
No, it's not. Nothing in this film works.
It's not
the hip hop sequence at the end doesn't work.
God, he's smiling. Let's go bless some children. And what I mean by that is kill them.
Hold on, we're coming back to. Now we're going to come to another scene where Kirk Cameron writes a guy telling Kirk Cameron that he's right.
And that he should apologize to his wife.
Can you imagine anybody? I mean, you know what kept popping in my head when I was watching this? This is a film where two guys talk almost the entire film.
Yeah.
I recently went back and revisited My Dinner with Andre.
Okay.
All right. there's a film where two guys just talk for the whole film, and ironically, it starts with the main character describing the events leading up to that. Like, so kind of does what
he's
Kirk
addressing
Cameron's
the
doing.
audience. Okay.
Right, but he doesn't tell them what he's going to explain in the film. He's just saying, "This is who I am, and this is where I'm going." That film is just the whole film is two guys talking, and it's the actors. The actors are portraying themselves. The characters aren't them, but it's their names, it's their lives. So it's fictional characters, but they're playing themselves, like Kirk Cameron is here. So, but they don't. Nothing in the. But they don't write it where all they do is say, "You know what? You're right." It's like, "Oh, well, you know what? You're right." No, they actually do. They actually discuss things and delve into different aspects, and they take counterpoints. And nobody's actually proved right or wrong. It's it's a very existential, metaphysical examination of life and everything. And that's what you do when you actually have talent and aren't just an egomaniacal fuck that feels the need to tell everybody how right you are.
Yeah, and from the look of him, I don't think he gets tired of telling everyone this on a daily and regular basis.
And there's nothing sadder than a child star grown into an adult that has to grow that fucking Don Johnson I didn't shave for a couple of days pseudo beard to prove that he's rough and manly. When you take it off,
he's obviously coloring too. I mean, isn't that like, shouldn't God be against that because there are chemicals in the coloring, so that it's just like it's like contraception. It's like, well, you can't do that. It's like, well, shouldn't he not be able to color his beard too?
I'll go with that. Yeah.
It's like it's like there's these loopholes. He can color his hair. He can color his beard. It's like, why bother? Just age naturally.
No, that's against God's will. That's against God's will to age naturally.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah.
I love the fact that this film was completely destroyed on IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes because he asked for false reviews, which is what you're doing when you tell people, support Christmas by supporting my film. Yeah, you're a whore, and you don't tell people to give you positive reviews. You tell them, to watch your film,
right.
And it's what the fuck.
And can I just point out that I absolutely despise the movie poster for this movie?
That's the only thing I do like.
No.
I like the movie
because
poster.
they're obviously trying to make it look like other stuff that you liked growing up or as a kid. It's just what a fucking nightmare this poster is. I hate it so much.
You know what? I like it because it's actually painted or it's actual art and not just his head photoshopped with a hat.
I'm sure it's rendered on a computer somehow.
But it's still art. I'm saying it's still art. It's not just your typical. It's a real fucking. Someone took time to do it. That's what I like about it. It's it's the only thing in this film that I do like is the movie poster. I actually give him credit for the movie poster. And I think we're coming up to the beginning of our 15-minute redemption parade.
Yeah. Where
they slow-mo it so it takes him 3 minutes to walk across the kitchen to tell his wife he's sorry for being such a bad Christian. And his name's Christian too. Subtle play there on names.
Yeah. But the only thing that I thought was interesting was the scene. It's in the blooper reel or the extras reel, is where he tells Kirk Cameron to fluff his sweater. And he's like, Kirk Cameron's like doing it real nibbly. He goes, no, just really slap it, then get out of the frame. So that he could get that kind of eraser head kind of dust in the air kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like, you're not that good, buddy. You're not that good. Oh, and how many times does Kirk Cameron call him bro in the car? Come on, bro. Oh, he's a douche. This fucking scene.
Oh, look, the unfunniest black man in the world. We're here to just annoy the shit out of me before we go into the fake hip-hop.
Oh, yeah. Can I get an amen? The Holy Ghost. Mm-hmm. It's like, yeah. Yeah, here it is. It's like, oh,
Man,
dude.
Every time I see him, I just like Tracy Morgan more and more. It's the weirdest thing. Like, well, I want to go. I want to go watch Cop Out now.
At least Tracy Morgan isn't.
I think they're wrong. I wouldn't call them ignorant, but someone who claims that Kirk Cameron has proved evolution false by telling us that bananas were made for monkeys to eat.
And he brings a monkey to a restaurant.
Yeah.
Why is this monkey misbehaving so badly at a restaurant? Because you brought a monkey to a restaurant, asshole.
Right. Supporting that view is crazy. That's where the crazy comes in on the anti-evolution thing.
I think I'm going to post that monkey video to our Facebook page.
You need to, because I never saw that one.
You never saw it? Oh, it's fucking... it's gold.
I remember the banana.
It's so good.
I remember the banana because I thought everyone was joking. So no, Kirk Cameron didn't say that. Who would say that? And then like the video. Oh, he did, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
That was weird. I mean,
I wonder how many searches I need to do. Like how, if I just type Kirk Cameron banana, I wonder if I get the video immediately.
I wonder if you do Kirk Cameron. Kirk Cameron wife, Kirk Cameron movies are the first two results that come up for me. Kirk Cameron
and
like,
bananas.
I was doing the wrong search.
Here it is. Kirk Cameron and bananas.
When I type Kirk Cameron into my Google, the first 5 results I get is Kirk Cameron wife, Kirk Cameron movies, Kirk Cameron family, Kirk Cameron saving Christmas, Kirk Cameron net worth. Oh, what is Kirk Cameron's net worth? $20 million. What the fuck did
He's got his own production company. It's called Cam Jam or Cam Fam.
Oh, that's right. The production company that made this piece of shit.
Yes.
Okay.
Takes more faith to be an atheist than it does to believe in God. He just said that. Oh, all right. I'm glad I didn't post that. Because they don't go into the restaurant with the monkey in that scene.
Oh, okay.
I gotta find it though. I think it might be like 20-minute video or some shit.
Now, so just as far from the Moviesucktastic standpoint,
yeah,
remove the false message and the inaccuracies and the forced logic from the film. Ignoring those. Let's say you believe in the roughly the message. Still a very, very bad film.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's fucking awful.
Still very. If this was made for television, it would be bad.
Yeah, I mean, this is supposed to be a movie, but what it really is like you said, it's propaganda. That's true, but it's essentially an hour-long video of, this is why Christmas is good, and there's this war, and we're trying to fight it.
You know what? Now that you mentioned it,
it's not even it's not even like Fireproof, where it's I would say that's a real movie that has a faith-based message, whereas this is just a faith-based message with no movie at all.
Yeah, I definitely. Now that you mentioned it before, there's 10 scenes in this film where if the next scene was the person stabbing the other one in the throat, it would make perfect sense. They just had the scene now where he walks up to his wife very slowly in the kitchen, and then they have the shot of her looking up confused, like, "Are you okay?" And they look back up to him, and he's still frozen. Did I hit pause? Yeah, I did. No, I didn't. He's just frozen there.
No, it's because Kirk Cameron is talking.
What the fuck?
They do that through the whole movie, where they'll pause and it'll just be him, and then he'll be talking, and then they'll resume the video.
Sound down. I have the sound down. If you watch this film without the sound, it really illustrates how fucking bad it is.
Yeah.
But that scene right there, she's like this, the way that she's shot and everything. Are you okay? And it looks back. He's got this blank look on his face. Next shot, knife in the throat. This movie is like 5 different horror film setups. It's great. Nothing says hip hop to me like 5 white people dancing in a rich house.
Yeah. Well.
Oh, sorry. One of them is Asian or something. That's okay.
Yeah. Well, Asians can believe in God. This
Yeah,
is
but
so
they can't
bad. Then this dance scene, and one of the moves is them putting their hands together like they're praying. Oh, it's fucking
Of course
awful.
it is. It's religious hip hop, and what the?
Yeah, you know what I bet? You know what I bet? I bet this scene took 11 hours to film because they were having too much fun.
I think the Asian is the only real dancer there. I think that's why they had him doing actual moves.
Yeah. Oh, because could his pants be any tighter?
This whole film is like people that I'm related to come to. I'm making a film. Please come to my house.
Yeah.
Oh.
And he uses a lot of these people in like the storytelling too.
Oh yeah, of course, because it's free, and everyone here worked for free.
Yeah.
That's why this film cost $500,000.
Well, no, they got paid in Jesus Christ. Why can't I
don't get paid in Christ.
Yeah, why don't I can't? Yeah. Do you think the government takes a piece of that? I can't find this monkey video where he takes this goddamn monkey to a restaurant.
What percentage of the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost?
I have to find it. Kirk Cameron. Maybe if I just did a search for Kirk Cameron monkey restaurant.
Oh, you know, and somehow I wasn't even doing any research for the show. This just goes this psychotic need to inject Christ into everything Christmas related, because God forbid anything happens outside of whatever. Again, no other holiday where people are like, what you don't celebrate this the way I do?
Uh-huh.
Why? I found all right. I was on Godfather Politics. I apologize. I'm sorry.
No.
But I just wanted to glance the headlines. I had to glance, and one of them was somebody posted an article theorizing that in Home Alone, when Macaulay Culkin meets the old guy in the church and talks to him, he actually it's symbolic of him finding God.
Okay.
It's like,
you know what? I just watching enough John Hughes movies, I know that that's utter bullshit.
Definitely not it.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
For real.
It's because I don't know. Maybe it comes down to why is it so important for someone like Kirk Cameron to have to have all of this stuff about Christ? If why can't it just be about here's my movie. It would have been I would have gone out to the car, a lot less dickish in the house beforehand. And this guy would have whined about all this shit, and then I'd ask him why he married my brother, because I don't have a sister, and that's very weird. And I would tell him, he would say, "Oh yeah, and this is that, and this and that, and that's not Christ X, right?" And all I would say is, "It's just about family and happiness and joy and being nice to each other. Isn't that enough? You fuck." And then I stab him in the throat. No, wait, that's your movie. Sorry,
That's my movie.
That's yours. Sorry.
Oh God, there's Kirk Cameron. He just did the robot or some shit. And
oh, it's so funny.
The one guy, he jumped down, he dropped his phone. I hope the screen shattered. God didn't save his screen. Fucking, there's Kirk Cameron doing the caterpillar. What the fuck, man? Worth $20 million. This is awful. Right. This is a 10-minute slow-mo dance scene.
All right, we have to go to the IMDb ratings now, because we've devolved to the point where we're just shaking our heads at the movie. There's nothing else to say.
There's truly nothing else.
We spent more time on this film than we should have, than anybody should.
Yeah, we could have wrapped this up in 20 minutes, but we can't fucking help ourselves.
The film shouldn't have spent this much time on the film. That's the point. This should have been This should have been like a prime time 1 hour special with commercials. We're talking 43 minutes, maybe.
Right.
That's what this film should have been.
Well, you know what? And it is about that long. Without the opening, without the dance number, without the bloopers and the credits, it is
without Kirk Cameron repeating himself. You know what? For the television version, lose the fucking swaddling cloth thing, because it doesn't fit into the theme of the movie. I don't even know why you brought it the fuck up.
Yeah.
Now, the IMDb rating is 1.6.
Yeah.
And that's 10,470 IMDb users. One of them being the IMDb staff. The demographic is pretty wide. Rating, the highest rating, 10, 15% gave it to 10. 79.9% gave it a 1.
Ooh.
Everybody else is like, yeah, there's a couple stragglers, but everybody either gave us a 1 or a 10. That's
yeah,
it.
you know how you always talk about the horseshoe? Yeah, this is
a reverse horseshoe.
This is
Yeah.
a staple. It's just 2 spikes, 1 and 10.
So technically, it's a cult film, and by my standards, and it kind of is, because this film will only be remembered for how bad it was.
Well, what about this one rating? Females under 18, 5.6.
I was going to get to that.
Okay. I thought you were done with it. Sorry.
My thing.
All right, go ahead. It's your thing.
Aw. Well, Joey already ruined it.
The top 10 was my thing, but we got rid of it for some reason.
Because it took the length of an entire show.
Yeah, that was another thing we couldn't help.
If we start doing a separate podcast, we can do it just called the top 10. That's
You know
the only
what?
way
We might get some listeners if we did.
It's possible. Yes, we might have to do that. So the demographics are almost across the board between 1 and 2,
Right.
with the one exception that females under 18 is 5.6. Now, there's only 14 females under 18 that have rated this film. I'm assuming they're all related to Kirk Cameron.
Yeah,
Or most of them.
Possibility, sure.
I would say most of them. That's why it's 5.6 and not what everything else is. Other than that, the lowest demographic, and you have to really look hard, is males aged 30 to 44. That's us, Joey, at 1.4. Also, aged 18 to 20. Everybody hated this film. Everybody hated this. Even the IMDb staff, the one IMDb staff gave it 1 star.
Because you have to give it something. You can't give it no stars.
Well, I would give it 1 star because I like the movie poster.
Oh, it's not enough. It's not enough.
Well, I'm rationalizing the fact that you can't give it no stars. So,
well, yeah,
that's as good as I'm going to give you. That's the best I can say.
0's a number. You should be able to give it that.
It's not a natural number though. IMDb goes by natural numbers.
Yeah.
So, we want to rate this?
Yeah.
Okay. What are we rating it?
1 star.
All right. Just checking. Just checking in case get soft on me or something.
Yeah, what are we fucking stupid? 1 star.
Your vote of 1 was counted.
Beautiful.
Thank you, IMDb.
Nice.
Thank you. And that was Kirk Cameron Saving Christmas.
You think we get flagged for posting this episode?
I think we should try.
Okay.
I think we should try.
With it being the Christmas, the holiday season, whatever that is.
Yeah.
Season's greetings, whatever that is.
I've been seeing more YouTube videos where they have this movie theater border they put around the film when they do reviews and stuff.
Okay.
And I don't know if since it's like inside that and it's removed a bit. Oh, now we're on to the bloopers. Yay. That might be a shot for us if we just like get that whatever the fuck that is and get it and put it on our videos.
I don't understand.
So we're inside.
I mean, it might work, but it, for all intents and purposes, it should not work.
Right, but
if having something hold on. If having something superimposed over the movie stops it, then our fucking boxes, our faces should do the same thing.
For all intents and purposes, we shouldn't be flagged because this is fair usage because we're reviewing the films that we're showing in the background.
Right.
So logic goes out the window. I'm just saying there's something else we can try because it seems to work for somebody else.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's right or it makes sense. I'm not saying that, that Christ was the apple back on the tree. I'm just saying maybe YouTube will let it slide. That's all.
Fucking YouTube.
If
we didn't have so many members to the YouTube page, and by so many 700, I mean for us that's a lot. But if we didn't have so many, and
stop talking us up, Joey. Stop talking us up.
And we didn't have a couple of million views on our videos, I'd say fuck you. I'd say fuck YouTube.
Yeah, but it's the place to put it, so we have no choice. Here's a question for you: how come Saving Christmas was released on November 14th?
I'm assuming and you know what they say about assuming. Maybe they were hoping, because it was a limited release, that it would play out through Christmas or New Year's.
No.
I mean,
if they did, that logic is just as flawed as the logic Kirk shows in the film. So
I mean,
yeah, you're right. It's probably a good point.
I mean, realistically, if you're that faithful, and you're going to see this movie no matter what, they could have released it the week of Christmas or the day, Christmas Day, and people would go see it. But I think even Kirk Cameron, as a businessman, is going to say, yeah, no one's going to fucking go see this on Christmas. They're going to go see, this other movie or, whatever.
I mean, the power of true religious backing is the Last Temptation, not Last Temptation of Christ. Sorry, that's the one they didn't like.
Because Jesus
Passion of
gets
Christ.
married and has sex with whores.
Yeah. Yeah. And what's his name? And
Willem Dafoe.
No, I'm thinking of Judas.
Who played Judas?
Fuck you. Why? Come on. For some reason, my mind is shut down completely.
Wow,
Damn it!
There's a lot of Shannons and Wilsons
Harvey
in this
Keitel.
movie.
Harvey Keitel.
Oh, right. How many Shannons and Wilsons are in this movie? Jesus.
Well, because they're all related. I told you.
A whole bunch of Camerons. So I'm assuming he has whole
I think
family
Shannon. I think Shannon is his sister's last name. Sharon Shannon.
Oh, okay. The God Squad Dance Crew. That's the... Because the credits are rolling. The movie is pretty much over.
There's two scenarios. The only two scenarios that explain that. One is that's just what they called them for the film.
Yeah.
The other scenario is that they're actually a dance group called that.
The God Squad.
I don't know which one is funnier, but they both work.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say is, like, Passion of the Christ, they released that on Easter, and like you said, the churches were pushing it and forced to go out.
Big time.
Kirk Cameron didn't have that kind of backing.
No.
And
neither did Mel Gibson. He had to front load it himself. He had to use his own money to produce that one.
But no.
$70 million of his own money or some shit like that.
But no, what I'm talking about is the audience movement to go see it. Churches were giving it word of mouth. People were telling other people to go see. People want to see it en masse because it was about Christ.
I think Passion of the Christ is my biggest Hollywood Stock Exchange victory.
I know.
Ever.
Yeah, I know. We've been through this.
Yeah, we've been through this a couple of times on the show. For anyone that hasn't heard it yet before,
Yes.
I'll let everyone know now. Scott loves this story, by the way.
Yeah.
So Scott and I used to do a thing called Hollywood Stock Exchange, which is still around. We should get back into it, but for whatever reason we don't. But back then, Passion of the Christ.
Because I suck at it.
No, you did better than me. I think
That's because I stopped doing it. I just left it, and when I'm not there to make mistakes, things eventually make money. It's when I go in there and actually buy shit, you drop. So what happened there? Oh, Scott bought stock that week.
Yeah. So anyway, the Passion of the Christ stock comes out. I think it was ridiculously cheap. It was like 50 cents or $1 a share. And you could only buy 50,000. That was the max. So I bought 50,000 at like 50 cents. And Scott is like, "What'd you do that for?"
Can I give the Scott says, "Joey, nobody's gonna go out on Easter weekend to watch a film about Christ. Come on, seriously."
And then the movie promptly makes $70 million its opening weekend. And the stock goes from 50 cents a share to, I think it was like $80 or $90 that very same weekend. I think I made $50 million just on that share alone. It was pretty awesome. This is all fake money, obviously. At the height, what did I do? I think I turned $2 million into a couple $100 million.
The fucking ego on this guy. The film is Kirk Cameron's Saving Christmas.
Yep.
Right? At the end of the film, the end credit, the last credit, it isn't even Kirk Cameron's Saving Christmas. It's Kirk Cameron Saving Christmas. It's like, can you get your name in there anymore? You fucking...
He's a narcissist.
Insanely so. It's blatant. Yes. But that was that. That was that film, and that's done. That's what we reviewed.
Now
Kirk
the
Cameron Saving
black
Christmas.
guy's rapping at the end.
Oh, there's more?
Yeah, it's the two that they were doing the whole, pink slime, the pesticides, as Asperger's.
Yeah.
It's just like now they're rapping at the end.
Yeah, I kind of faded out after the dance party. I just kind of looked up every now and then, in between like sobs of joy that the movie was over.
Do you know how many crazy sweaters I got from my wife?
Oh shit! I have that pillow.
With the moose?
I have that. Yes, I have that fucking pillow.
You need to get rid of it.
God damn it! Thanks, Kirk Cameron, for ruining my fucking pillow. Shit.
How long have you had the pillow?
A year or two.
Oh,
it was a gift. It was actually a gift.
Because this movie's about a year old. You got the pillow probably around the same time.
No, because they filmed this before that. I probably. Oh.
You said a year or two. How long? I mean, when it was filming, it was probably being sold at that around the same time.
God damn you, Cameron! Shit. All right. Now, movie
how
challenge.
How long is this fucking scene?
I told you. Like again, the film takes 10 minutes to end and 10 minutes to start, and 15 minutes of slow mo, and it's ridiculous.
It's like 20 minutes to end.
Fucking insane. Nothing about this film makes sense. I don't know if we need a challenge for the next episode because next week is Christmas.
Correct.
I believe Thursday is Christmas Eve, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, I'm not available.
I don't think I am either.
If anything, maybe Wednesday night.
Well, what I'm saying is it's Christmas coming up, so we don't have to record next week.
Okay.
If we don't want to. If we can't.
Now, like you said, as far as a challenge goes, did you challenge me to something after Eliminators?
No. Let me finish the second half of my thought that started with Christmas.
All right. Jesus Christ.
Our
Lord and Savior. Our Lord and Savior.
I'm going somewhere with this.
Of course you are.
After that is New Year's. New Year's Eve is a Thursday night.
Yep.
Now, you're off. We can record Wednesday if you want to.
New Year's Eve is Thursday.
That's what I just said.
Fine.
So we can record Wednesday night.
I'm available Wednesday night.
Okay. My idea is, if we're going to record a night or two before the new year, I think we should spend that episode going through the January releases.
Oh, I'd love that. I'd love doing that.
Because my intention is to watch every single one of them in the theater, because I have that movie pass that I have not been using.
Dear God. All right, and then at the end of the month, we should do an episode. I'll see it. I'll see them too, and then we should talk about them. There's some good ones this year.
I glanced at it briefly.
Did last year's episode? Did we play trailers? We played the trailer, then we talked about it. I think that's how we did it.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's how we did it. Yeah. We'll do that again.
But this year I intend to see every January release film, major release film,
of course,
in the theater. Hopefully, opening weekend.
Okay.
And I might even try to start doing my 3 Martini movie reviews about those films afterwards.
All right. So once we get done with that, did you formally challenge me to something from Eliminators?
I did not, because I was counting on this to save me.
Okay. So we got a couple of options then. We can work off a challenge off of Saving Christmas, or we could work off a challenge. Now, if we do work off a challenge off of Saving Christmas, I have a recommendation.
Well, here's the thing. If we do a challenge off of Saving Christmas, it's going to be at least 3 weeks before we do that challenge.
And that's fine.
So it is, but I mean, you kind of lose the progression if there's a gap. So we could start fresh after that, too.
Okay.
Now, what's your suggestion about a follow-up to this film?
It's a direct actor connection. I'm not even gonna lie. It's Kirk Cameron.
It's got to be. There's no other actors in this film.
Right. It's a body swap movie.
Oh no. Like Father, Like Son.
Like Father, Like Son. It's an 80s movie.
Okay.
It's a body swap movie. It's Kirk Cameron. Dudley Moore. Dudley Moore.
I don't know if that's even worth doing, man. I don't know. The body swap? Wow.
Yeah. I don't think have we done a body swap review yet?
No, we haven't.
I don't think so.
I don't think we have.
So think about it. Think about a challenge off of Eliminators. Think
I
about
will think about
a
it.
challenge off of Saving Christmas, and we'll think about just doing something from scratch.
And you know what?
Yeah.
Also, our Dale Rontry, one of our listeners, he requested this film and we reviewed it. So I would like to open up to say, again, if our listeners want us to review a film, go on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Moviesucktastic,
Right.
and recommend a film for us to review.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, we should also post that on our Facebook page to just not even for waiting for people to hear it on our show, just to put it out there.
You are correct.
We should
I'll
do
put it up there.
We should do it that way too.
And Gino Cuddy, he's also requested stuff in the past. We reviewed stuff based on Chris Wallner, a friend of ours,
right.
who that the whole Megaforce thing was because of him.
I actually wanted to ask Gino a question. Like, there's a remastered version of Nosferatu, the one from 1922, and the Blu-ray copy that I have is like 6 minutes shorter than the DVD copy that I have. And I'm wondering why the remastered Blu-ray is shorter for some reason.
Well,
I wonder if you know that. Maybe I'll just point that question out to him, just on his Facebook.
Yeah, you should. And Gino has his own show now, not a podcast, but it's a public access television show.
Gino Cuddy in the evenings.
Right. So definitely look that up. We should have it linked on our Facebook page or linked to it. I'll throw a link up to it after the show too.
Cool.
So check him out. And we might be doing cross-promotion with a podcast by a friend of mine.
Oh, yeah.
And I forgot the name because I'm so good at promoting people's stuff that I don't even remember the fucking name.
Wow. Some friend.
Of their podcast. Yeah, I suck balls. It's horrible.
My God, man.
Oh, give me a second. I'll get it. Oh. What is it called? I have to open up. I have to open up my iPod and actually figure out what the hell it is. Carnalcopia. Carnalcopia is the name of it. I just remembered.
Okay.
And it's a sex talk podcast.
Oh, nice.
Two women, and they talk about sex culture and things like that.
Even better.
And I told them, I was like, they don't have to advertise us, but I want to mention them because they're pretty cool. And I did tell her that we do stuff like our favorite rape films and
Valentine's Day, penis movies. Full
the
frontal.
Penis movies for Valentine's Day, and also we did something. What else did we do with sex? We had something else we did besides the rape films and the penis films. We did
wait a minute. We did Full Frontal.
Right.
The Valentine's Day episode was.
I thought it was the Full Frontal.
Was that the Valentine's Day one? The Full Frontal. We did 2 Valentine's Day episodes.
I think the other Valentine's Day episode was just about. I even forget. I have to go back and look. But anyway, Carnalcopia, check that podcast out. Hopefully, we're gonna try to arrange something in the near future, like do some kind of crossover. No idea. They're just as haphazard as we are about recording. They have like the exact same setup as we do. 2 friends. So, no discipline, that kind of thing, in a good way.
Oh, nice.
But. If you're listening to the show, go to our Facebook page and tell us what you want us to review next. And if we haven't already, I think the one rule we should have is if the last audience requested movie was yours, you can't request one again until somebody else has had a turn.
Okay.
So Dale can't request a film that we'll do, or at least he can request it, but we can't do it until somebody else requests a film. We do that.
Got it. Yeah, episode 11 was our Valentine's Day episode, and that one was the full frontal.
Right.
Then the only other Valentine's Day episode we did.
Oh, and I'm also going to put a link on our Facebook page of that book on Christmas I mentioned.
Okay.
Just so you know.
Was episode 61. Valentine's Day is upon us. Scott and Joey take a different approach to the much celebrated holiday. We talk about movies that will likely or not likely get you some. So we talked about movies where you can get laid from, and then we also talked about movies that involved rape.
Right.
So those are like our three. Yeah.
Those are two separate episodes because we didn't do an episode about films that will get you raped because I don't think there are any.
Probably not.
I should hope not.
So anyway, all right, we should go ahead and end the show.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and do that. Give the whole spiel. Merry Christmas. Happy holiday. Season's greetings. Whatever that means.
What that means.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us for episode 192 of Moviesucktastic. We are rapidly approaching our 200th episode where we have absolutely nothing planned. You can go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/Moviesucktastic. Go to our website, completely redone. That's Moviesucktastic.com. You can download the shows there. You can watch the live stream every Thursday at 8 o'clock. Or you can listen to the show right from the website as well. You can also go to iTunes, and you can download the show there to your favorite, MP3 player, phone, whatever you use. You can give us some feedback, so you can email us. The address is themovieguys@moviesucktastic.com. If you want to leave us voicemail, the phone number is 908-514-4470. If you want, you can also download the free app for your Android phone. Everything I just talked about is in that app in a nice, tidy package. Also, the website has now been redesigned to have a mobile version of it for all you iPhone users. You can go to the website, and it's nice, condensed, and it works really well. And if you want to do a search engine search for Moviesucktastic, Scott likes Google.
Google it.
You can do a search for Moviesucktastic, and we just show up everywhere. That about does it. So do you have any words of wisdom, Mr. Wilson?
Fuck Christmas. No, I didn't mean that. I take that back. That's horrible. I don't mean that.
It was on Fox News, so it must be true.
Must be true.
It must be true.
I guess, Mazel tov.
Mazel tov. All right. We will talk to you sometime soon.
Possibly before the new year.
That definitely before the new year, I would think. Yes.
All right, we'll say definitely. Fine.
Okay. All right, everybody. We'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.